Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Children of Morta, and I'm not gonna linger on this opening screen too long. I'm just gonna jump straight into the Pildipo Caves. I'm jumping straight into a run for a reason that you will probably be able to guess if you watched the last few episodes, and specifically the strange issue that cropped up. Now, normally I wouldn't spend too much time talking about technical issues because really that's a problem for me to solve and not something for you to worry about, but it's such an odd and frankly fascinating glitch that I'm just gonna spend a couple minutes talking about it. So the last couple of times there's been massive frame rate issues in the recording in the sections where we're back at the house. And I've been trying to figure out why that's been going on. Haven't really come to a definitive answer as to what's causing it, but I have learned some interesting things about this problem. Number one, it isn't just at the house. So previously I might have said that, okay, frame rate is down at the house, but it's okay during the runs? Well, that's not entirely true. When I look back at the recordings, I noticed that when I open up certain menus during the run, for instance, when I open up this menu and I cycle through the different skills, you right now should be noticing big frame rate drops, and I'm sorry to have to put you through this, but I'm just demonstrating something. Now, when I do it, I don't actually notice anything in the game that I'm playing. It runs perfectly smooth. But for some reason, opening up that menu, as well as, I guess, the general whatever is going on in the house, causes OBS to struggle massively when recording. So that's the first interesting fact about this, that it only affects certain parts of the game, and it only affects the recording and not the actual game. I mean, I have to be honest, if every time I opened up a menu, if my actual game slowed down to the extent that you probably saw it in the recording, I would have to cancel the remainder of this Let's Play because the game would be unplayable. But as it stands, the game itself is perfectly fine. For some reason, the glitch only showed up in the recording. The second interesting thing about that is, yes, I am aware that what you see on the screen yourself and what is being recorded aren't always the same thing. And I know there are reasons why you could be seeing a perfectly smooth game, but the recording could have frame rate issues. But most of the time, when I've either had that issue myself or seen that issue, it's a general issue that's present throughout the game, whereas this only crops up in such specific circumstances that it makes it hard to figure out why that should be the case. The other thing that makes it interesting and also vexing is that it wasn't always like this. In fact, I can pinpoint the exact video where this problem started. It was in the video where we beat the first boss in the Pildipo Caves with Lucy, and we came back, and at the end of that, at the house, the frame rate basically just died. And before that, things were fine. And since then, I've tested it in a number of different ways. I reinstalled the game, didn't make a difference. I tried recording on a different computer, on my gaming laptop rather than my regular, everyday laptop, which is what I'm using right now. I copied my save file and I encountered the same glitch on the different on the other laptop as well. So that didn't fix it either. Obviously, I've updated OBS just in case that played a role. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but that certainly did not fix this glitch. The only thing that I was able to pinpoint is that somehow, and this is the weird part, is that it's connected to this save file. Something about the save file we're currently in is causing this very specific glitch of not the game itself, but recordings to have frame rate issues when certain menus are open and when you're in certain parts of the game. When I started a new game, it did not have this problem. So that, again, is really, really bizarre. I'm back in the Caldipo Caves, by the way, segueing now into talking about the actual series again, just to do a quick run to track down any remaining journal entries that we may be missing out on. Lucy is also about to be gaining a level. I'm going to be putting this video on pause soon, but I'm going to be talking for a little bit because I do have, I guess, in light of this glitch we've encountered, I do want to talk a bit about the state of this series. As I said, if this was a problem I was encountering in-game, I would have to end the series because the game would be unplayable. But because this is only in recording, and because we are so deep into the game, I'm gonna make the decision that we are just gonna power through, and we are at least gonna finish the game. And obviously, I will also get the remaining souvenirs and complete the other side quests, namely the wine machine and the automatons. So I am committing myself to finishing the game. The effect that this glitch is gonna have on the series is that unfortunately I won't be able to linger as much on the screen when we're back at the house, because you might recall early on in the series, one thing that I liked to do was to, you know, just see how everyone was doing and what was going on, the state of the house. And the other thing I would do is whenever we found a new souvenir, I would go to that part of the house and show you where it was. Won't be able to do that so much anymore. Instead, to make this series more watchable, I'm going to minimize the time spent in the house. I'm also going to minimize time spent with any menus open. So, it's not ideal, but it's, I think, a necessary evil in order to get through this last bit of the game in a relative, like, as smoothly as we can. And I guess I'm gonna do this little mini game and then I'm gonna put this video on pause and do the rest of this run off screen, because this is just a cleanup run. We're not gonna find anything new or interesting in terms of you know, quests or side quests. I'm only here to see if there's the odd, you know, scrap of paper, some bit of text that we haven't seen yet. And there's a good chance we won't even find that. So after we finish this thing, and I see what's inside, things are gonna go on pause. So I guess I will be back when we're fighting the boss, because I might as well show that. So I will see you shortly. Taking things off pause, because as you can see, we are very close to a level up. And this guy should give us a good chunk of the experience we needed. And I'm just gonna be playing until we
Something more sinister
get that
will
level.
be appearing soon.
And we'll have another elite. And indeed, we've gained a level. But I'm not gonna be spending that point just yet, because I need at least 2 skill points to make more progress on the skills that I'm interested in. So, with that bit of small excitement out of the way, it's gonna go back on pause. I'll see you when we're at the boss, right? See you in a bit. Alright, went through that entire run, didn't find anything new. Let's just go in and make short work of this boss. Let's talk to Riker. Again, it looks like we're damaged, but that's just the fatigue reducing our max health. So let's do this the way we've been doing it last few times, which is let's throw down our decoy and just attack this guy. And he has no clue what's going on, and he died before he could even take down the decoy, which it's pretty sad for him, but pretty good for us. Alright, let's go and take a look at the end of run screen. We found a decent amount of morve, which I'm going to spend on some upgrades. One thing I'm going to do now, we also beat one of the challenges by Bellagio the Odd, so we found a mysterious egg. One thing I'll do is when I'm buying upgrades at either the Book of Rhea or at the workshop, I will explicitly say out loud what I'm buying, under the assumption that due to frame rate issues you won't be able to see it. May have mentioned this before, but just reiterating it. Just so everyone's on board. You know, just trying to make the best of a suboptimal situation. So right now I'm gonna... There are only 2 things we're gonna improve at the workshop. Either the resilience, which reduces movement impairing effects, or max health. And let's just get 2 more ranks of max health, and we even have enough left over for 1 rank of resilience. And I am just going to check at the Book of Rhea, making sure nothing can be done there. Indeed, we can't. I'm also going to quickly go to the animal shelter, and I'm going to give 2 common treats to Faramars, bringing him to 15%. And I'm also going to give 1 common treat to Riker, bringing him back to 15% as well, because we do still want both of those active. Riker, we'll probably stop giving treats to once we no longer have a use for gold, but for now we do still have a few upgrades to go. And now let's go and do what was the main objective here, which is to go into Barahut. I'm gonna go with the party member who is at the lowest level, which currently is Apon at level 12. Hopefully she can last deep into this second region in the Barahut area, because we do want, number 1, to give her as much experience as she can get, number 2, to find gold, etc. But most importantly, the farther we get, the more chances we give ourselves to find optional encounters and extra things. Right now, of course, the encounter we are working on is the wine machine. And, okay, already took a bit of damage from that sinkhole sand vortex trap. So, not a great start. Again, Apon is a kind of like halfway between melee and ranged. She doesn't have the true range reaching across the screen like your Lucy's or your Linda's might have. But she's also not forced to go in as close as someone like John or Kevin might be. So kind of in a very awkward in-between spot. Right now she has 3 skill points. I'm going to quickly go into the skill menu to see what I wanted to improve. And I think I wanted to improve her Thunderclap. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And minimizing the time spent on that screen because I'm sure that brought the frame rate down in the recording. So I don't want anybody watching to suffer too much. Okay. This enemy is pulling us in, which is not the worst. Not the worst enemy ability, but it can put you off your game a little bit, and you can get hit. You can find yourself in a bad position and therefore get hit. Alright, let's continue. Gain the effect of a random obelisk, I think, is a good thing to save for the boss, assuming we reach it, which hopefully we should. Although it might give us something useless like, you know, the experience one, or like the extra morph gain one. But you know what? The uncertainty is just something you've got to live with. Alright. She is okay at dealing with the snakes because her attack has a decent range on it, which is longer than the range at which the snakes can start their dash attack. And once they start their attack, they are very hard to... It's very hard to convince them to stop once they've begun that attack animation. Okay, let's just carry on. There's an enemy that was burrowing under the ground, but we were having none of it. Alright. Oh, a lot of enemies. Let's alternate left and right because they're coming from both sides of this pillar. Oh, and remember what I mentioned about Apon's primary attack, like the recoil sending her slightly back? Well, in this case it was sending us back into these traps, but luckily I noticed before we took damage from that. Although we do have health on the ground as well, so we have a bit of cushion, at least on this first floor. Any health we don't use, of course, will just be, you know, wasted. Not necessarily wasted, but it won't have done us any good. But that doesn't mean we should go out of our way to take damage just to use health that's lying on the ground. In this case, one of the burrowing enemies surprised me. So, well done, you. What do we get? The chance to throw an axe is... It's okay. It's decent. I am gonna... Okay, there are more of these guys. I'm gonna... Oh, excuse me. I think I killed him. I said I am gonna take this health because I do believe there was a challenge room up to the top, which I think is not gonna give us anything. Not gonna give us anything new in terms of unlocks, but when we hopefully beat it, I think this is gonna be one that spawns a creature. Let's see if I'm correct. No. Okay. Okay. Oh, a decoy was spawned. We didn't make great use of it. but I guess it did help us out a little bit. Haven't gotten hit yet. Gotta remember. Okay, that is my ability that I need to be using. And indeed, the key in this challenge room is going to be using that effectively. Oh. Okay, these guys are really... Okay, I thought I could have maybe pushed that guy away before he hit me, but I shouldn't have been that confident in my abilities. Okay, we do have some health on the ground. We do also have Guardian Rage, which I'm just gonna pop. Possibly shouldn't have, but I was feeling a bit of anxiety over how things were going, and I'm feeling less anxiety now, so I'm gonna call that a good use of the Guardian Rage, and I think there are only three waves, so hopefully this is the end. Indeed it is, and I think we just get that chest with whatever reward is inside. For a few seconds, evade without limit. I mean, could be useful but just for a few seconds. And we do have a character that does things to enemies on evading, but I don't think it's a direct damage. I think she just slows, and then she has a separate ability that gives her damage against slowed enemies. So unlimited evades, not as useful in the end, because we don't want to just keep evading. We want to eventually hit the enemies to get the full benefit from that. Okay. Excuse me, the screen's the frame rate's gonna drop because I need to look up the skills to see what I'm gonna do for the next level. And I think I will... I think what I'm gonna do is make the thunderclap more focused. So, again, sorry about dropping your frame rate, but I forgot where I was with Apon's skill progression. Honestly, there are so many characters that you're not gonna be able to memorize each and every one of them, especially if you're not playing every single day. Alright, increased max health, no reason not to just use it. Alright. And going this way. Oh. Avoided that trap. I'm gonna put myself in a bit of danger to get this chest. I guess it was worth it for that small amount of gold. Wasn't that much danger, but if enemies had rushed in, it could have made things up. And again, like, okay, if this sinkhole is pulling things in, logically it would be pulling this in as well. See, what makes these traps hard to see is this. It might just be like a you know, limitation of not having, like a technical limitation of the game not being this way, but what makes those sinkholes difficult to deal with is the fact that they don't have the effect on the things around them that they should, making them hard to detect in a way that isn't really logical. And I'm guessing if they had, you know, the time, the resources, and the inclination to make a game with actual... How many times have these guys hit us? Such an annoying attack. And we have to actually get pretty close to them. But what I was gonna say, like, I'm guessing if the developers made a different kind of game, one with realistic physics, then the sinkholes would be implemented in a more realistic way, and one of the results would be that they would be easier to spot. Because they'd be pulling enemies in, they'd be pulling items in, etc. Oh my god, I was trying to move, but I was blocked by some part of this doorway. Okay. Okay, well, come on, let's focus. Sure, let's carry on picking up. Okay, I pushed him away, but I pushed him into the wall, which meant he wasn't pushed as far away as I would have liked. I'm just gonna go up here and grab this health. We have a good number of gemstones, so we should be able to open a lot of chests. And slash or buy something interesting from the shop. Here's a journal entry. Let's quickly skim through this. It's from Caden. I don't know if we've heard anything from him before. Bushra has... Oh, okay. Okay, so they're talking about the sludge-like creatures, which I guess is what the previous entry was talking about, and the sludge has imprisoned Anai Raha. Interesting. So Bushra has been working to release Anai Raha from the bizarre sludge. He wasn't able to succeed, but we in the end were. We did in fact free Anai Raha, and
Something more sinister will be appearing soon.
that's the thing. We did in fact free Anai Raha, and he is now in our chapter select screen, just chilling with the Anai.
Had they only been quicker.
Oh, I've already forgotten the name of the first one, the one from the Kildipo caves. That one. Oh my god. Okay, come on. Okay, let's not get pushed by our own attacks into the traps. Let's open this chest. I don't like that. I picked that up just in case maybe we hadn't picked it up before, but of course, this deep into the game, there are very few things that we haven't seen before.
Jovial lasted an entire week. No more and no less.
That is something we've already seen before. That little collection of brief lines giving us a bit of lore about Barahut. Oh, this guy needs to die. Oh my god, what is going on? Okay, let's... Okay. Okay, this is a horrible little spot, and this guy is still alive, and now he's dead. Okay. I don't want to swap every divine relic, but I'll pick it up and then put it back down. Why not? Okay, oh my god. Again, you see that? The unfair visuals on these sinkholes causing me to take damage that I really did not deserve to take. Okay. We're back at full rage, which is good. We can use it against boss. I don't know what this guy was shooting at, to be honest. Like maybe the decoy, but I thought that would have been too far away for him to detect. Maybe
A momentary reprieve and a prize to pick up.
maybe that guy just got confused. Okay. Nothing new yet, except for that one journal entry. Nothing that gives us progress on the wine machine quest. I don't think it's guaranteed that you're gonna find something to progress the quest. I think it's just a good chance that you will, but I do think it may be possible that you go through the entire run and not find anything. Ooh, one thing I will do now that I have 3 skill points, again, apologies, this is gonna kill the frame rate, is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see... What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna improve my Guardian Rage because it's gonna give me more shield when I'm in Guardian Rage. What it will also do is unlock Apon's next family trait, which now will unlock her runes for the other family members. So we'll start seeing those show up in dungeons, and oh, this is a tricky situation. I thought I dodged that. Whatever you say, game. Okay. Okay. Paralysis bomb is actually something new. Glad I picked that up. Okay, this is a bit tricky. Alright, let's... He's standing right next to the trap, which makes it awkward to hit him with a character that doesn't have... Oh my god. That I was gonna say, that doesn't have super long range. Okay. Ranged companion sounds great. That I don't really care about. And a melee companion. Okay, that may have given us enough to at least comfortably reach the end. Beating the boss would be a bonus, but the more important thing is to simply reach the end and, to be more precise, to explore every part of each of these levels, making sure we're not leaving behind anything that gives us something new. Yeah, I don't care about evading without limit. I'm just gonna get something that at least does a bit of damage. Alright, we are again Synchro, my worst enemy. This is why I actually think the third zone is easier than the second zone, because the traps there are more fairly implemented. Like, the missile will do a lot of damage, you know, that missile that homes in on you, but it affects enemies as well, and it's not thrown in a oh my god, in an obnoxiously hard to detect way. We need health pretty badly. Okay. We don't have anything that's giving us a reliable source of, or a renewable source of health regeneration. So we need to be pretty cautious. We did find a bit of health on the ground right there though, so that helps us out a little bit. But we can't just be going around taking that. I have no idea what hit me there. What I was gonna say was we can't be going around taking damage willy-nilly. Just gonna go on to the next floor. Not gonna buy health. As ill-advised as it may seem, I'm gonna hope that we find health on the ground. Might have been a dumb idea, and there are traps right outside our opening room. This area has way too many traps. The third zone, for all the challenging enemies that it has, doesn't have the same density of traps that this area. Like, look, like everywhere you go, there's a trap either on the ground or coming out from a wall, and it's way too much. It's way too much. Oh, we have a full heal. That is good. I'm gonna save that, and if the situation gets dire, you best believe I'm gonna be coming back to make use of that full heal. Because I am not gonna be dying on a floor.
Magic and lost powers hung heavy in the chamber.
Dodge chance is good. But I was gonna say, you best believe I'm not gonna be dying with a full heal sitting unused. I am just not gonna let that happen. No doubt, now that I've said that, it's gonna happen. But we'll try our best to make sure that we remember there's a full heal.
Before the hero was a game of chance and memory.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so not one. Okay, our companions are actually helping us quite a bit with these enemies. And they are dropping gold. Maybe they'll be kind enough to drop health. So it was not one, nor is it two. Okay. We're finding a decent amount of gold from killing these guys. It's three. Three, and then not one, and an annoying group of enemies has spawned this time. Okay, what is hitting us? Excuse me. Was it? It was 3 and then not 1. 3 and 2. 3, 2, 4, 1. Another annoying group of enemies. Okay. It was 3, 2, 4, 1, right? 3, 2, 4, 1. Okay. That's given us some more health. Drop 3 gemstones. Sounds good to me. Paralysis bomb. Sure. Although I should have probably kept that one that gives you a random obelisk effect. In fact, I was intending to keep that, so it was a bit of a misplay not picking that one back up. I guess we're stuck with the relatively useless paralysis bomb. But who knows, maybe that'll be what saves us in the boss fight. You never know. What's this? Throw a trap that stuns enemies. We've got too much stunning stuff. And I think that's it. Yeah, we went through the entire level and did not find anything that gave us quest progress. We only found a journal entry, which I guess is progress of some kind, but I really wanted to progress our quest. Let's just wait, hang on, where was the full heal shrine? Oh, I thought I messed up, because now we've lost our other obelisk effect. What I should have done was I should have used the full heal shrine properly as I was intending, then gone and gotten the other obelisk effect, and then we would have had that effect for this fight. But because I messed up, we're going to be going into the fight without any obelisk effect. Although, to be fair, that obelisk effect wasn't going to be what makes or breaks this fight. I think we're either going to win easily or we're going to lose badly. There's very little middle ground. And no doubt, at some point we're going to be using our Guardian Rage. Although another boss that is a pretty hard counter to Guardian Rage because he spends so much time underground and untargetable. Ooh, although we do have our companions doing damage. Again, we need to remember that this guy, well, he will throw out these things that will do a lot of damage if you let them hit you. The scorpions, if you let them spawn and then kill them, I believe then, like all enemies, they will have a chance of dropping health globes, which is something that will help. Okay, now this attack is happening, so we've got to be a little bit intelligent. Oh. That attack of his has a large radius on it, as does this. I don't know what pushed us in that direction, but we beat him, which is good. And I think we also leveled up there right at the end. Yes, with 1 skill point. So again, apologies, the frame rate is about to die, so, but I need to see... Okay, I'm gonna get this thing, the healing glyph. What it does is, when we cast this ability, that is this ability, it will also heal Apon. And it's a semi or a somewhat renewable way to get healing. Okay. Now let's just end this run and go back to the house. And I think things are gonna be a bit slow. You're gonna see some frame rate issues, unfortunately. But I will be verbally describing what I'm gonna do now and how the next run is gonna go. So first of all, I'm just gonna go to Ben's workshop, and I put 2 more points into the max health improvement. It's at 15 now. It still has more room for improvement. We have 2,000 more remaining, so I'm gonna go to the Book of Rhea. We can't improve anything at the Book of Rhea, so we are pretty much done. What I'm gonna do is, next run, we are gonna go back into the first zone of the 3rd area. And we are gonna be trying to make some progress on the side quest with the automatons. Oh, by the way, just now I also just gave some treats to Faramars and Riker, bringing them both up to 15%. And on that note, I'm gonna end off this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, at least the runs themselves don't have the frame rate issue for the most time. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you in the next one. So, until then, take care.